Oh my gosh, guys, I finally did it. I finally got everything set up, and I'm finally sitting down today to make a new video. I've been meaning to do a new one for a long time now, but life is just gonna life, and things just kind of got out of control with being around family and doing all these different things and work. But now we're here, and I'm happy to be here. And we have a new plant here. I wish I knew what the formal name of this plant was, but we will just call it the nameless one for now. It's really beautiful. I mean, he goes far beyond. I can kind of see in the picture right now. He goes beyond the frame, and yeah, he's huge, and I love him a lot. He's doing really well. And so yeah, we're here. We're doing a new video. I really want to understand the cadence for this channel, but it's still kind of a hobby thing. It's very low commitment. I haven't really decided if I'm going to keep doing this, which is a great message for my subscribers. I'm like, subscribe. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep doing this YouTube channel, but I felt very inspired to do today's video, and I have a lot of other topics that I want to cover. So I'm going to do my best to stay somewhat regular with the uploads. But today I want to talk about feeling two things at the same time. Specifically, feeling happy and feeling sad at the same time. Now, in Western culture, I feel like we're taught this idea that you got to choose one. You're either happy or you're sad. Which one are you? Are you happy? Do you have everything you want? Are you satisfied with your life? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, then you're happy. Do you hate getting out of bed in the morning? Do you hate your job? Do you hate your friends? Does your life kind of suck? Are you dealing with something really difficult? Well, then you're sad. But what if we could consider both at the same time? Now, for me, as of late, this seemingly simple concept has been revolutionary because I have been really struggling with my own things recently. And to be more specific, and I won't go too deeply into it because I know a lot of people I know personally watch my videos, but I've really been struggling with a breakup that is a little bit over 100 days old or fresh or whatever you want to call it. And it has been a really unique process for me because on one hand, it is really just, it has torn me a new one. I mean, I'll make light of it here, but it has been immensely challenging, to say the least. And so I've been sad. But on the other hand, this separation has changed my life. You know, a little over 3 months later, I feel like a new person. I feel like I have more opportunities. My friendships are better. My hobbies are more robust. I have more time to put into my hobbies. I feel like I'm a part of more communities now. And so I'm happy. I have so many reasons to be happy. But I'm also sad. But I'm also happy. I'm happy and sad at the same time. And this has been kind of a game changer for me to truly acknowledge the wisdom of this dichotomy. For example, let's say you're going through a breakup too. Let's say you're like me, you're 2, 3 months out. It's really, really hard, emotionally devastating, and you are just fixated on being sad. Okay, I get it. I get it. Trust me. But what if you could gently embrace your sadness, hold it, but then also bring in happiness and gently embrace that as well and hold them alongside each other. What would that feel like for you? Do you think that's possible? Do you think you can allow that to happen? That's the thing about grief. That's the thing about going through something super intensely painful, is that we just want to be sad. We want to be sad. We want to be sad. It's so sad, sad, sad. Yeah, it is sad. But it's beautiful. And it's an opportunity to reinvent ourselves. It's an opportunity to see the world in a new way. Because if we can count on anything in life, we can count on the fact that things are going to change. Everything is going to change. In 10 or 15 years, my life, your life, they might be entirely different in so many fundamental ways. In good ways and maybe in ways you didn't want to have change occur. But you can always count on change. And sometimes change is really jarring. Again, especially if it's a romantic separation and you want to feel sad. You want to lean into that sadness. It kind of feels good, right? To feel sad. To be like, oh. I don't know what those sound effects were supposed to mean, but I think there's really something to be said about, looking at happiness and being like, hey, you can join in too. There's space for you too. Let's use the example of a breakup because I think it's a really great example to illustrate so many different points. So let's say you do go through a breakup. Yeah, it's sad. That was your person. You wanted it to be your person. And you spent all the time with them. Maybe you lived with them and it was just so wonderful. And then it fell apart and it stopped working. Yeah, that's sad. But think about your life, what it could be without them. I know that's hard for some folks to get to, but think about what it could be. Think about what your life could be in the absence of that person you loved so much. Your life has so much more space now, space that you can fill with things that will make you happy, thereby giving you an opportunity to be happy while also being sad. Now, the breakup example is fresh in my mind, but you as the viewer, I don't want you to get hung up on the breakup example. I want you to think about your life. What's going on in your life that's making you sad? It could be any number of things, and I'm not going to sit here and guess what it could be. Again, this is not meant to be a breakup video. This is just meant to be me bringing forth to you this idea that you can feel both of these things at the same time, even when our culture often teaches us that no, ultimately you will either end up feeling this way or that way. And it's like we're taught that it's like a swinging pendulum. You're happy or you're sad. You're happy or you're sad. You're happy or what? What's in the middle here? What do you call that? Is there a name for it? I don't know. To be simply content? I don't know if that's the right word. Maybe it is for you. I'm not sure if it is for me. Dear viewer, think about what in your life is making you sad. But then consider all the reasons for you to be happy right now. The trick for me, so if you're not really following me and you're like, this is a bunch of BS, this is nonsense, what is this guy talking about? Sure, you can click off the video, that's fine. For me, the linkage between those two is gratitude. It's gratitude. I'll be completely upfront with you. The other day I was crying, not feeling too great, grieving, and I remember starting to laugh and smile as I cried because I was grateful for the pain. I was grateful for the pain because I knew it was shaping me in that moment to become a more resilient person. Gratitude is the linkage. It can also work vice versa. You know, the other day I was doing film photography and it was making me really happy. And I was grateful that my former partner was the one who introduced me to film photography. And then I became sad. And so in a moment of happiness, the gratitude linked me back to the sadness, which is just as important to feel. Let's not get it twisted. It's important to be sad. It's important to be happy. We like to push away sadness and cling to happiness, but we have to realize that they can coexist. And we can't get too picky about what we're feeling. We can't get too grabby with the happiness. We can't get too pushy with the sadness. We just have to allow it all. And oftentimes we have to allow them at the same time. So once again, I'm going to repeat myself. Think about what in your life you're really struggling with. Think about what is making you sad. Now, I want to see if you can access a sense of gratitude that will then link you to that happy state so that you can coexist in a state of sadness and happiness, linked by gratitude. Can you get there? I can get there, but man, it's tough. It's tough. When you're really deep in it, when you're really deep in the dumps, you're convinced that nothing will make you happy. Especially if you think in that moment that the only thing that can make you happy is the thing that you lost. I understand. But there are so many more things that can make you happy, even when you have lost something. I think that's all I got for today's video. I hope it helped. I hoped it offered a reframe on this idea of happiness and sadness and how you can feel both. Don't get it twisted. Don't believe the lies of our culture. Life is not about being happy. Life is not about avoiding sadness. It is about how can we coexist in two different planes of consciousness, because that is the ultimate wisdom, is to not get attached to one, not get attached to the other, but to gently embrace both. This is your friend Matt. Thanks for watching. I hope to get more content out to you guys very soon. I really appreciate you. Peace.